guys, welcome to the Kind of an Expert podcast, the only podcast where the guest picks the topic of every single episode. My name is Corey Tyndall, and as always, I'm your host. And this week I sat down with New York City comedian Jonathan Tillson to talk about random shit on the internet. As most of you probably are as well, we are addicted to watching TikToks and Reels and random YouTube videos, and we wanted to talk about it. So it's a lot of fun. We touch on the dude who cleans drains, arm wrestling, the writer's strike, all that fun stuff. You're going to love this episode. Follow Jonathan at Jonathan Tillson, and check out his podcast, Explaining Things, on YouTube right now. As always, follow me at Corey T Comedy on all social media. And if you're in New York City, come to a comedy show every single week at Ferns in the East Village. With that, enjoy the episode. Normally it's the opposite. Normally they suck on stage, but they're a lot of fun to talk to off.
Yes.
But you get those all the time where it's just like, oh man, you realize like you have to think about every single thing that you said. Yeah. Also for the podcast watchers, I am watching a dog right now. This will be the only episode with this heinous beast.
Aw, poor Luna.
Luna's very cute, but she will bark.
She's a barker.
And if you on the podcast hear me kill a dog, no, you didn't.
So do you do audio and video for
audio
this?
and video for this? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So the video people will be able to see me not kill the dog.
Yes,
and the audio people.
And the audio
Luna,
people,
you gotta lay down.
They just hear a bang.
Oh my god. Yeah, but it's weird with. Well, so I was gonna say, happy actors strike. That started today. I can't wait for every single one of them in 2 weeks to try stand-up.
Oh, that's a good point.
Every single one of them
every
is about
aspiring
to... actor. I just put it on Threads, because Threads is the new thing, I guess.
Absolutely.
Every aspiring actor, they're going to get bored of picketing after 2 weeks.
That's
and they're going to go, what's non-union? What if I'm really good at stand-up? And they're going to be hit up every club, every goddamn bar show.
Oh, yeah.
They're going to be so bad.
You know how I could stay sharp on stage? Stand-up comedy. You know?
God,
It'd be a nice little stand. I'm funny.
Yeah, right. Oh, my friends tell me I'm funny. Meanwhile, like, they haven't said a funny thing in 20 years, but they don't have any friends that won't tell them that they're the greatest.
Yeah.
I heard a good name for that theory. It's the Jar Jar Binks dilemma.
The Jar Jar Binks?
The Jar from like Star Wars.
I remember. Yeah.
And it's such a bad character.
Oh yeah.
And so when someone completely, so what happened with George Lucas is he got so big that nobody could tell him that Jar Jar Binks was a fucking awful idea.
Yes.
That happens with famous comics, famous actors,
Oh.
CEOs, just anyone with too much power and
too much
no
success.
one to tell them that they're being an idiot.
Absolutely. The greatest people on earth are the ones who achieve the success, and they keep someone around who says that's a bad idea.
Yes.
Like, and most of them don't. I mean, it's human nature, I think. I have to imagine if I was a billionaire, the odds are, just looking at the billionaires, that I would be surrounded by sycophants and yes men.
That's true. I mean, but I also, like, in this little thought experiment, which I do a lot, I always fantasize about being a billionaire because I plan on it.
How weird.
I've
never met anyone like you.
How do I?
Yeah, if I had $1 billion,
I can't see the world where I'm not at least like chatting with my buddy, my roommate from college. And he's going, the fuck are you doing, man?
I'd drop my friends immediately. All new friends. All new friends.
All right, you hear that, Brian? You're fucking out.
I can't even respect you if you have less than $500 million in this scenario. I can't even look at you.
That is how they act, though. They look down on someone with $10 million.
Oh, my God.
It's like, anyone can make $10 million.
Oh, you're a piece of shit. If you're a billionaire, a guy with $10 million, he's not even worth the conversation.
God damn it.
He better be like a pro athlete. You know.
Well, even pro athletes are getting to be billionaires. Michael Jordan's probably a billionaire at this point.
He's definitely a billionaire.
LeBron's got to be up there. Magic's probably up there.
Oh yeah,
because he's. Oh my god.
And plus, they all have these side ventures now, where they're like, I invested, $8 million in this startup, and now it's worth $1 trillion.
Right. Yeah. Or they do. Yeah, like the Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
Which like.
Oh yeah, what did he do?
Like he did Mint Mobile, which got. bought by T-Mobile for like $1 billion. So he got like $600 million out of it. And then he's got his gin that he sells. And so now he's literally just like buying up sports teams. And I'm like, did you watch Welcome to Wrexham?
No.
It's like him. I'm sure you watched Always Sunny.
Of course.
Rob McElhenney.
Okay.
And Ryan Reynolds they went to this like old industrial town in England, in Wales.
They bought a shit team?
They bought a shit team.
And now it's doing well, right?
And the whole, of course it's doing well. They threw like millions of dollars at it.
Yeah.
But the craziest part is like this town was dilapidated.
Yeah.
And these two American actors just came in and were like, we're saving this town.
Yeah,
and
now the town's economy is just...
It's booming.
Yeah,
the whole town. It was like, okay, so this is the point we're at as a world where it's like, I just really hope a celebrity notices.
Save us all, Hollywood.
Seriously. God damn.
Hollywood will save us all. I've always said that.
Yeah. Well, I shouldn't be shitting on actors right now. They might actually.
Yeah, well, yeah. No, that's a messy situation. I don't know, like, how far you've looked into it, but, like, you know, with just the changing technology, AI, stuff like that, like, I heard one production company wants to take your likeness, take the picture of your likeness, pay you for it, but then they can do whatever they want with it.
Pay you one time for it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then they can, I think, basically make a movie.
Yeah. So it would be like if you were a background actor, they'd have you come in for one day, and they would just scan your whole body, and they'd give you like a couple $1,000, and they'd be like, "Cool, you're a background actor in every movie that we make for the rest of the time. We do not have to pay you." Wow. And it's like,
that's just even if you're the company, you just have to see how that ends in ruin.
I mean,
these robots are taking our jobs.
I know that is true. But it's the people that run the companies don't give a fuck. Like, I hear what they're saying, because their argument is like, we're losing a ton of money, which is true. Disney's losing a shitload of money on Disney Plus. Netflix has lost a bunch of money. All of these studios are losing a lot of money.
Sure.
The issue is that they've been giving us, like the watchers, a very good deal. We're paying like $15 a month, and I get like every movie and TV show ever. That's crazy.
They overinvested in all this original programming, and now it's like, you know, they spent shitloads and shitloads to get it off the ground, and now it's off the ground, and it's unsustainable. It's
completely unsustainable. And so they're like, okay, we need to go to technology. And you could say like, okay, well, if technology should do it, if you're a smart businessman, then you should always go with the cheaper option, which is technology.
Sure.
Which, like, I get that, you know, I do business. I understand the logic in it.
I understand
but it's also
the logic.
like, is that the society we want to live in?
No.
And I'm like, no. I don't care if I have to pay more for a movie, if this is good. Like, I would rather see a good movie with real actors where it's like an actual, you know, production, as opposed to just more Marvelization.
You can rationalize watching a movie as much more noble when you're like, all right, this employed this many people, and you're like, oh, well, this was actually just 8 guys who, you know, and an editor.
But I'm a movie TV snob, though.
I
would watch stuff that wasn't AI. I don't think 85% of people would give a shit.
Probably not.
Like, if someone told the people who watch Blue Bloods that AI made the episode of Blue Bloods, they'd be like, oh, that's neat.
And even if they do it first, that only takes a couple of years before it's like, I got to watch something. You know, I feel like this is kind of like, yes, I understand the business aspect while you do it, but this is almost like when we talk about like the Second Amendment, like like the forefathers couldn't have foreseen the AR-15.
Sure.
And it's almost like this too. It's like, yes, I understand like the capitalist side of it, but at the same time, like I feel like this is like the monkey wrench that just.
God, I know. Who's been right for 300 years? There's no way. No. The whole Second Amendment thing is crazy. Like, Second Amendment, it's like it's called an amendment.
Amendment. Yeah,
it's called an amendment. It's not called.
It can be amended again.
Yeah, that is like.
That's what amend means.
That's what amend means. That's, I don't know, semantics. These people don't know English.
Yeah, but it's just like, it's wild. Well, also, if you've ever watched fucking 80s sci-fi or any sci-fi, this ends us, okay?
Oh, yeah.
All right? It's not what it is right now.
Yes.
But this gets better and better and better.
Give me the doomer scenario. I love this.
Well, I just mean, like, I have a friend who's like, I'm not worried about AI. I can't even do this. I'm like, well, no, this is the beta version.
Yeah, right.
That, like, no one knows what it's going to be in 100 years, 50 years, 20 years. Like, it could just be like, okay, well, all writers, you don't have jobs anymore.
I don't think it'll ever be all writers, and I think that's kind of the key what the studio's doing. It's like, no, we wouldn't replace all writer. We need people to check this. But the issue is, like, we're going from 20 writers down to, like, one dude who's just checking the language of an AI-generated thing. It's like...
No.
It's tricky because AI is actually... I think it's going to really help people like you and me. Because we're ICs out here. We're individuals.
Write jokes.
Well, not even to write jokes. I mean, like, the bullshit stuff that we were talking about before we started this. The editing.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, if there's an AI where I could just slap a video in there and it's like, give me 10 clips that are going to be great, and it knows what the funniest parts are based on laughter, and it can crop it and do all that stuff just automatically.
That would be great.
What do I need a producer for? I could just do that all myself. That's more money for me.
Absolutely.
It's like, I could tell one of those AI agents, like, find me every independent comedy club in the country, and then find me the emails of everyone that runs those clubs.
That's the good
and then
side.
write me an email saying, like, hey, I'm going to be in your town. Can I do a show?
Sure.
So you just did all that work. That would have taken me days. So it's like, I am excited for me, but
that would be great. No, that would be great, but I mean, like, we're also only talking about entertainment right now.
Yes.
Like, there are way bigger implications than just, oh no, actors and writers don't have jobs. I mean, like, there are bigger things. I mean, I'm not a conspiracy guy, but but it's just like, I have to imagine surveillance will get better. And, you know,
like
just
the big orb in Las Vegas.
Absolutely. Oh my God, absolutely. That's Sauron's eye.
Yeah. Well, Sauron's tower is now in downtown Brooklyn. I don't know if
Is it?
There's a skyscraper that they put up there, and it's got the two horns on it, and it's jet black, and it's like, that looks like Sauron's tower.
You just take a picture and put the eye in there.
That people have done it. I'll show it to you afterwards. I got an ad on Instagram that was like, hey, do you want to, like, we got this new real estate, because I was looking at Street Easy just to see what the market was, and they were like, it's brand new in Brooklyn, and I'm looking at it, and I was like, they turned that blue. They took a picture of the Sauron's tower, edited it so it was blue, and then sent me the ad for it because it's so intimidatingly
I can't
black.
trust these people.
No, I can't trust them at all.
Yeah.
Ugh. We need this shit figured out, though, because I am running out of stuff to watch. I almost turned on baseball the other day.
Running out of stuff to watch.
I'm running out of stuff to watch.
Stop it. There's an endless treasure trove right there.
Yeah, and it all sucks. I don't want any of it. I was like, oh, fuck. Do I watch Summer League basketball?
No. That's a dark life. It's a dark life. Watching guys you've never heard of.
Yeah.
No, it's I like delving into old stuff. Like, I do. Like, you know, just older movies, just classics that you just haven't watched because, you know, just like, I'm too young. It came out 20 years before I was born.
You a big Citizen Kane guy?
I actually haven't watched it. It's in my queue.
I watched Gone with the Wind. It's like 4.5 hours. And I was like, this sucks. This is so bad.
The thing is, art evolves so quickly. It's just too slow now.
I know.
Like, you watch something that old. Yeah, and like, think about it back then. You never saw flashing lights just zip, you know, flashing at your face like that.
Right.
And it was just
One
like
60-second TikTok has more stimulation than an entire 4-hour movie.
Absolutely. I watched 12 Angry Men, and I actually really enjoyed it, I have to say. But it's just filmed in one room, and it's purely dialogue driven. But at the same time, if you showed it to a 15-year-old today, they'd be like, what the fuck is this?
You show it to a 29-year-old, me, and
probably.
I'd be like, what the fuck is it?
I'm telling you.
At least as I get old, I can appreciate it, but I'm like, I'm not spending my Friday night watching that.
It's a Tuesday night. It's a Tuesday night kind of thing.
It is. That's a good point. But the bigger issue is TikTok. It's just so much easier. Rather than like going through Netflix and being like, oh, I'm going to flip through this, I just fire up the phone. It's immediately
TikTok has replaced so much TV viewing. It's a big issue.
Yeah, that's part of the reason the writers and the actors are so screwed, is because the studios are making less money because everybody's watching TikTok.
TikTok's the devil, by the way. It is the devil.
Yeah.
I was addicted fully Now I keep it like within a folder in a folder.
Good for you.
And if someone sends me something, I'll watch it, but I will not swipe.
Yeah.
I post my own stuff and I get out.
Yep.
Because it would suck me in for 2 hours sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
I go to bed like 2 hours later because I'm in bed like, ha, 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 arm wrestling video, pimple popping video, blah, 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 blah. Like,
I can't watch it at night in bed. I will.
Is that a rule you've set?
That is a rule that I've set for myself because it's too stimulating.
It's too stimulating.
I will lay in bed after I shut it down.
No.
I'll watch it in bed in the morning because I'm trying to wake up. But if I'm gonna watch TikTok at night, I force myself to sit on the couch.
Yeah.
So that I can't lay there for 12 hours and just like let the night go past.
You have to. You have to have rules with this stuff. Like this really is just like a drug. It's like, okay, I'll smoke weed, but I won't do it in the morning. I won't do it, you know.
Oh.
It's like no coffee after 2, all right? No TikTok after 10.
As you drink your coffee at 7:30 p.m.
Coffee in my beer.
Yeah, right.
It's a Friday night, damn it.
You're going to have to piss like a motherfucker.
Time for a break.
TikTok's brilliant, though. I've been trying to figure out how to do a bit about this.
You work for the Chinese, don't you?
I do.
Yeah.
What TikTok figured out is they figured out how to turn fame into a lottery system. So like you think about the scratch off tickets or like the Powerball or whatever. Like
Sure.
you are putting in a little bit of money on the off chance that you can get a lot of money. And that's you're
what it
trading
is.
money for money.
That's what it is.
TikTok with the creators is like you put in a little, just 60-second video, just a little 60-second video.
Yeah.
But if you do it every day, here's a couple of likes. Here's watching old people at the casino pull the fucking slot machines. I was like, that's fucking TikTok. That is TikTok for old people. It is just you're making content over and over. It's like, oh, you got one with 100,000. You better make some more. And then just like keep going, keep scratching.
They know
buddy.
exactly what they're doing. I believe fully
brutal.
that when you first start putting out TikToks, they'll give one a little bit of run to suck you in, and that's you winning jackpot. You know, it's this is easy. I just make more videos like this, and then you get 300 views, 200 views, 400 views, and it's like, aw, and then all of a sudden it's like 5,000
right
views.
when you're about to quit, they're like, what? And so I had
they determine who's famous.
for sure.
They
That
do.
was the podcast listeners have heard this before, but I had a series of videos go like super viral, like 8 videos, 10 million views among the 8.
Wow.
6 is not good content, but everybody on TikTok loved it. It was
Humble.
No. It was things. The topic of the video is just things I learned working for rich people because I didn't grow up with money.
Okay.
I was like, there's a lot of little nuances talking with all these rich that I had to learn the hard way. Just how to talk to them. Like you can't. Like I used to roof houses. If someone's doing something stupid, you tell it to their face.
Of course.
Because they could get hurt if you don't tell them they're doing something stupid.
Yeah.
But in an office job, you can't do that.
No.
And so it's like little stuff like that. What TikTok did that was brilliant is the first 2 got 5,000 and then 10,000. And I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, this is good. The third one, 6 million views. And like 900,000 likes.
Stardom, here I come.
That was, dude, sitting there. I was at my buddy's house on vacation. I'm just constantly refreshing. It permanently says 99 plus. I can't get it to say.
I've had that a couple times.
99 plus. It is the most. Oh my God! It is.
You become an absolute slave to your phone
when
it happens.
Every 20 seconds, I'm refreshing that. I don't want it to end. It's just keep coming. It's a slot machine just dumping coins all over the fucking floor.
And you're just like a guy in his bathtub throwing gold coins in the air. You're just
Scrooge McDuck
I'm
over here.
Rich.
But this is what they did. I made 5 more videos, and they kept giving it'd be like 400,000 views, and then 300,000, and then 200,000, and then 400,000 views, and it would slowly go down. But they're like, no, you got to keep making them.
Not
if you
all
don't.
the way.
And then I tried to make other series, and it'd be like 10,000, 20,000, like all the, and it just wasn't the same as the 6 million. And I'm like, it got me constantly chasing that. I was like, I can't post on here anymore. I totally quit posting because I was like, I am on this goddamn hamster wheel.
Not to do a second Lord of the Rings reference, but you're like fucking Gollum with the ring.
Yes.
I mean, you're just like,
But
yes.
it's not just me. I don't think for a
when
second
I say you, I
that
just
I'm
mean
all of
the
us.
user.
They have figured out how to get me to be so obsessed with posting and posting and posting, and I eventually just burned out because it was my expectations got set too high.
Absolutely.
Because I was like, I'm gonna have 1 million followers in no time. I'm the next Che Durena.
Yeah. Exactly.
Did you bring up arm wrestling videos?
I sure did.
Is that a TikTok lane that I should be on?
It sucks you in.
Okay.
It sucks you in. I know more about arm wrestling now than I ever thought I would in my life. Is there
technique to it, or is it just like big guy wins?
No, that's the thing. You would expect big guy, strongest,
See, I don't know.
strongest guy wins.
Okay.
And I mean, up until 6 months ago, I didn't know anything about this shit. Let's call it a year ago.
Sure. Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, TikTok's algorithm is so sophisticated, it gives you exactly what you want, and it's just arm wrestling video. So now I'm like, into the history of it. I almost paid for a pay-per-view. It's it's like
they pay-per-view arm wrestling.
It's like $9.
That's $9 too many.
It's like a Russian feed. It's like.
Just go to any bar, give 2 dudes $1, and they would arm wrestle.
It's and the demo of arm wrestling, because when they arm wrestle, there is like a crowd around them.
Sure.
Now they're not in an arena; they're in a place that probably has like 1,000 people around them.
Okay. That's pretty big.
Yeah. And their girlfriends are behind them cheering, and you know what they look like.
Biggest titties ever.
Oh, biggest titties. Absolutely. Tattoos, a nose ring. She's 38.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like they're just. It's like it's kind of an MMA demo. It's but it's also a WWE demo.
Sure.
It's a garbage demo.
Yeah.
And me.
Yes.
Which
what does that say?
The writing's on the wall.
The listeners can decide.
The writing's on the wall. But yeah, it's so silly. But these guys have like giant followings now, and this is actually a sport like on the rise.
Wow.
It feels weird calling it a sport. But some of the guys are truly like...
It kind of is a sport.
Yeah.
It's almost more of a sport than golf, because golf is a game. That's the old, I love golf. I'm not shitting on golf.
Yeah.
But it's it's you against yourself, which makes it a game.
Yeah,
where,
if golf was
you
indoors,
against someone else.
It's a game. It's like...
Okay.
It wouldn't even be on... Yeah, I mean, like golf, it's the lowest level of like what is a sport.
Sure. I'll take that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love golf.
Yeah.
Love it. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It just doesn't get the competitive juices flowing. It does make me hate myself, which most sports also do.
Which is healthy.
That is healthy.
That is healthy.
That is why I go to basketball every other week.
Do you?
So I can remind myself I'm not actually good at things.
Are you in a league?
I'm in like a Sunday, there's like a comics league.
Oh, cool.
Where like nobody's good.
Yeah.
But I'm tall, so they're like, this is
feed
good.
it to the big man.
Yeah, but then it's like there's always like Luke Manez plays.
Oh yeah,
that dude's a giant.
He's giant.
It's like, all right, cool. Good luck to me.
Can he play?
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
He can fucking play. I had to guard him last time.
They're just like, Corey, you're big.
Not only can he play, he's big. He can kind of knock you out of the way. So I'm like, all right. I gotta rough him up. He's so much bigger that I gotta like
some elbows in the back.
Not elbows. I'm not dirty, but I'm just like, I'm up in his shit.
Yeah.
But he's smart. He knew I would be up in there. I'm like chest bump, whatever. Pump fake,
pivot,
arm into my arm, and I was like, "Oh, you motherfucker! You know what you're doing."
He's doing the Shaq.
He's doing the Shaq.
He's doing the Shaq. Just fucking ass bump and then.
Oh my god.
Layup. Where do you guys play? Indoor,
There's
outdoor?
like an indoor.
Oh,
in
cool.
Like Gramercy. Yeah.
Cool, man.
It's a lot of fun. But anyway, when you said arm wrestling, what I thought of, have you watched the slapping contests?
So this is like a sister sport.
Okay. I thought when you said arm wrestling, I thought slapping,
now,
which for those of you who don't know, it's like two dudes
slap fighting.
Stand across from each other on a table, and they like wind up.
And they
if you're watching the video, they like do these giant swings. It's like a straight arm, and they have to just pop the dude in the face.
Slap
as
the
hard as
guy
possible.
as hard as they
or
can.
a woman. There's a women's league too.
There is a women's league, and those are true ladies right there. Okay, seriously. Like I like a woman who's been in a pie eating contest and doing a slap fight. Yeah, a lot of Betsies in that. But it's barbaric, and honestly, it's like arm wrestling. Now that I've paid attention to arm wrestling, like I understand the sport of it.
It's a beautiful game.
I don't know if it's beautiful, but there are fucking like strategies.
Please,
all right. What's your strategy with slap boxing? Just don't get knocked out, because that's the thing. They have guys standing behind them because they get knocked out cold, and they have to go back like this. It's like, how in a world where we know what concussions are now? Do we just have basically, it's just like punch for punch.
Yeah.
It's like unguarded head.
Hey,
just
man.
Bang.
Before Russia went to war, all the men needed something to do in the Wagner group.
That's right.
And
that's right.
That's who I'm convinced does the slap fighting, is the Wagner group exclusively.
Absolutely. Like shit-faced Russians just trying to feel something in the winter.
Yeah. I had buddies in college that would they'd get drunk and like, all right, who wants to fight? And it's like, I guess they're fighting over there. And it's just,
That's not me.
It was definitely not. I was like, I'd rather be on the edge. I'll break it up if it gets too feisty.
Yeah,
I'm not.
No.
I got better things
I
to
don't
do.
fight for fun.
No. I don't fight into people don't want I'm too big. People don't want to fight me.
You're intimidating me now.
Yeah, and you're a big guy. This is
I'm like, oh my God.
People will yell at me. When people are mad at me, they will yell at me as they are walking away.
Oh, really?
All right, whatever.
Wow.
See ya.
Wow. You were humble a second ago. Now we're getting cocky.
This is the second time
now
I've
we're
been
getting
cocky on this.
Oh, okay.
Me and my TikTok views over
You
here.
know,
Nobody
John,
wants to fight.
Being 6'4"
I don't
want
to fight either. It's not like I'm like egging them on or whatever. I'm just like, I'm just sarcastic. I'm like, all right, I'll just yell things at them. As they
Well,
walk
that's
away.
the thing. It's like when you're large, when you're tall, like you just don't deal with as much shit as someone who's like 5'8" would.
True.
You know, like it's a higher threshold for someone to start something with you.
Yeah. You know what? Those 5'8" guys, they deserve that shit.
That's right.
They deserve every bit of
pukes.
it. Yeah. God damn, it's ridiculous. What are the techniques?
I mean,
let's get in. I want to know about arm wrestling.
A thing like one of the all-timers, his name is Devin Larratt, and he's like ex-Canadian Special Forces.
We should all know his name.
Okay, you will know his name. And he's a giant guy, but he is the most bombastic. He talks shit. He purposely grabs the guy's hand wrong so that the referee has to restart the set. You know, just getting in the guy's head.
In their head, yeah.
Okay. So shit like that. Beyond that, I don't really like. There's wrist curling, there's stuff like that, but there is much more strategy. The workouts they do are hilarious. It's like someone with a 200-pound dumbbell,
just one dude jerking off.
Exactly. That's right. Nothing builds grip like that.
No.
Yeah. When I was 14, I could have been a professional.
I could have won. Yeah, I got injured. What are you gonna do?
But it is one of these trashy niche sports where you're like, it's never gonna get real respect.
No.
And it probably doesn't deserve real respect.
Yeah.
But like slap fighting, that's Dana White. He started a league.
He started a slap fighting.
He started a slap fighting league, and the week before it was supposed to start, he slapped his wife on camera. Do you remember this?
I do remember him.
She slapped him,
slapping,
and he slapped her back. It was like at a concert or something. And maybe it was the most brilliant marketing move ever, where it was like... I mean, that's such a massive coincidence, unless he hits her every weekend. I don't know.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's probably not the only time.
He's just like...
no, babe, it's for marketing.
Just walk right into it, honey.
We do not condone his activities, or we do condone... I always forget. Which way does that go?
We do condone...
We condone.
Promotions. Shut the camera off while we condone.
Yeah, exactly. The camera stays on for condoning.
John, I forgot to tell you, this is a porno OnlyFans for the end.
It's weird, those little those niches that you get into on TikTok where it's almost late night cable TV-esque. Remember when you were growing up, you turn on Spike TV at 2 a.m. and it's Slam Ball, and you're like,
Slam Ball's back, by the way.
It is back.
It's back.
But when you're a kid, you're like 9 years old, you're like, they play basketball with trampolines? Like, what the fuck is this? And now with TikTok, I'm like, they put a camera on a lobster? What the fuck is this? And this is the same feeling.
These are all sports for a 15-year-old boy to watch.
Yeah.
Okay?
And me.
Or a 36-year-old man. But it is. Like, Slam Ball, so silly. Like, arm wrestling, slap fighting. I turn on a YouTube video to watch 6 minutes of it. I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah.
I get it. I
Oh,
get
okay.
it. Yeah. Because there's
But
no
arm wrestling, you're like 3 hours. I'll watch it all night.
every arm wrestling match is like a snowflake, Corey.
Oh
All right.
This is how people talk about boxing. Like, you ever hear someone really talk about boxing? Where you're like, no. He ducked at the right time and he baited him. He baited him in round number 2 for round 10. And
is
it's
just
like,
a 70-year-old Italian man
Yeah.
from Brooklyn. He would die for boxing.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
he's a volunteer cut man. Twice a month.
I had a shot and I got injured. My knee, it just wouldn't hold up.
Here's a question.
Yeah.
I wondered this the other day. How does one become a cut man? Because they're not a doctor.
Explain what a cut man is exactly.
All right, so a cut man it's in UFC, it's in boxing.
Sure.
In between rounds, you go back to your corner and they look at your face and do you have swelling? Do you have a cut that's open?
Yeah.
And they'll pack Vaseline into the cut.
Okay.
If there's swelling, they hold ice on it. If the eye is really bad, they will slit the eye so that the blood comes out.
Wow.
Exactly.
And then they like patch it together once. Jesus.
Exactly.
Okay.
There's no stitching or anything because they
No.
only have a minute in between.
Right.
So it's like a NASCAR tire crew almost,
Oh,
where it's
okay.
just like, got to work quickly. Okay, let's get him back in there.
Yeah.
Because if his eyes are swollen shut, he can't fight anymore. They'll end the match.
Sure.
So like that guy, he's not a doctor.
No.
I think he's winging it. I think I don't know if there's a cut man handbook that they follow, but you must be a former boxer. Now you're
Okay.
too old. You studied under another cut man for a little while, and they just hand the teachings down.
So, okay. I like that theory. My other theory was like it's the nephew of a boxer and the other cut man couldn't make it in that day. And so the kid goes, "Well, I'll give it a shot, mister." And then that's it. That's just the rest of their life.
You need your one chance.
Or it's people who failed out of med school.
No, it's not that.
No?
I don't. I mean, once again, you could be right, but I have no idea.
I got no idea.
And a cut man I like him to be old. You know,
Okay, sure.
It's almost like a priest or something. Like, I'm not religious, but if he's 80 years old and he's talking about this stuff, I'll believe it more than like a 28-year-old.
Sure.
You know, so like a cut man, I like wisdom in my cut man.
Okay.
Give me a 72-year-old man in the corner, just like,
Yep.
This is what you do.
Yep. Cleans him up, gives him a kiss on the forehead,
That's
and sends
right.
him back
Get
into
out
the
there,
ring.
kid.
Get out there, make
gonna-
your mama proud. She's
gonna-
right behind you.
You're gonna be a champion.
Yeah. Are you into UFC?
Passively.
Okay.
I'll watch it when it's like a big event because I have friends that are into it, but I don't know that much. I know more about arm wrestling, a real sport.
A real sport for real men
That's
and
right.
women.
I don't have time for that pussy UFC stuff.
No. They're faking it. That's
Yeah.
what I've heard.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
UFC
yeah.
is
Those are-
faking
That's
it.
pro wrestling.
Yeah. No. The bleeding eye thing, that's makeup. Their cut men are very good. They're actually makeup artists from Hollywood.
I'm telling
who
you.
are out of work right now because of the strikes.
I've heard worse theories. There's an answer to this question. I want to know it.
UFC is fun if it's one of those big events.
Sure.
I don't think I'm ever going to be the person that's like, oh, midnight on a Saturday, I'm going to stay in and get the
No.
$90 pay-per-view. But like, I've got a buddy who does it or used to do it.
Oh, really?
And so like watching with him where he can actually like get
Yeah,
into he's
yeah,
like,
yeah,
see,
yeah.
he's going to try to like this dude's playing really far away from him, so he's going to try and box, but he's also going to try and like get in there, and then
Sure.
once he does, he's going to go for the leg because that leg is out of place, and I'm like,
Yeah.
that's cool
That's
as shit.
fascinating.
That's what I want
Yeah,
to
yeah,
like
yeah,
watch.
yeah.
I'm not smart enough to watch that and pick it up and be like, oh, that guy's
No.
wrestling.
No.
This is like,
Yeah, because I mean, like, if you ever wrestled one of these guys, even if they were being passive,
Right.
they'd submit you in 30 seconds because you just don't know. Oh, if your knee goes like this, you should put your arm over here so he
Oh, yeah.
can't do this. And
right.
yeah,
I had brothers growing up, but they didn't. It's not going to help.
They didn't know what they were doing.
No, I didn't know what I was doing.
No.
How much would you pay for a Mark Zuckerberg, Elon Musk pay-per-view fight?
I would never believe the legitimacy. So
But you wouldn't pay to watch it.
maybe I do a watch party where we all pool.
Sure.
But I would
Okay.
never. I just don't think they would ever. They have too much to lose. Like,
Does Elon have anything to lose now? He's
An errant punch, just burst blood vessel in the
Yeah.
brain, goes down. I mean, like when you have $200 billion,
But you would have to watch it. Because what if that happened?
Well, for sure I would watch clips afterwards, even if I didn't watch it
You wouldn't
live.
even, at the moment, you wouldn't even...
No, because I don't think like they'd actually be fighting each other legitimately.
You don't think they hate each other enough that they would like really try...
Who knows? They're billionaires. Where do they get their highs now? Where do they get their highs?
That's what I'm getting at.
A pedophile island?
This is what pedophile island... Can't do that anymore.
Can't do that.
Me Too.
Thanks, Zuckerberg.
Yeah,
or thanks,
Epstein.
Epstein.
Zuckerberg does not have a pedophile island. We don't know that.
You don't know
We don't know that. According to sources,
hold on.
He doesn't.
You don't think someone slid into Epstein's spot? Okay.
Yeah. No, for sure. It's not even Epstein's spot. I'm sure there's a billion of them. There's got to be islands off of Dubai and like all this. People doing horrible things. Consider me shocked.
It's like a drug dealer who has a giant territory gets killed. Someone slides in the territory.
Immediately.
There's still a market.
Yeah.
There's still billionaires everywhere who are like, well, what do we do now?
Don't deconstruct why the war on drugs didn't work.
Legalize everything.
Yes. It would work.
Did you ever, by the way, the guy who created Silk Road, the dark web drug empire?
My favorite website. I'm kidding. I never went there.
I have a friend who was a Silk Road guy.
Okay.
He would buy drugs.
He was very popular.
Oh, my God. But I read the book, and that is as fascinating as it gets, because that guy was against regulation on drugs. He said it makes it dangerous. You don't know what's in it.
Yeah.
So he started this, and he just became a kingpin. Mm-hmm. And Bitcoin is the reason it was possible, because they needed an untraceable currency to actually do this.
Turns out it's traceable. They had like a...
The Bitcoin wasn't traceable. He got caught in the strangest way possible, though.
Well, it wasn't because he logged onto the Wi-Fi like a coffee shop that had...
Something like that.
Yeah, it was like the agent was...
And they looked at an old post when he first started Silk Road. He went on different like Yahoo chat rooms and stuff and said like, hey guys, I heard there are good drugs on Silk Road. And they looked at that user, and then they looked at that user's email, and it was like his fucking college email or something.
Wow.
But
there's
like
always something.
He had people killed.
Oh, really? I need to read this book.
Two of my favorite things about this. He had so many people hacking into his mainframe to steal Bitcoin from him.
Sure.
Eventually, he started paying this hacker group $100,000 a month to not hack him.
Wow.
Yeah, because it just wasn't worth his time and effort to save 80 grand or to so he paid him $100,000 a month not to steal from him.
Well, he wasn't selling the drugs, right? Like he just made the railroad.
Exactly.
He made the interstate. He made the
eBay.
Yeah. Right. It's like, so that was kind of his argument, right? It was like, well, I'm not actually selling drugs. I'm not telling. No, but I don't control what goes on my website.
He's doing 4 life sentences. I think.
Well, yeah. He needed to go to jail.
But the other thing, I kind of like the guy. Okay, because it's just like
he's a hard guy not to like.
He's clearly brilliant.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe in person he'd be a dick, but. The other thing is like he found out one of his coders. He had reason to believe he stole money from him too. And as a drug dealer, what do you do with someone like that?
I watched The Wire.
He had him murdered.
Yeah,
just in case, because he was like, if these people think they can do that, everyone's going to do that to me.
That's kind of like, I guess we would bring it back to the like the CEOs. With the writer strike and whatnot, like they're getting paid $30 million a year. If I'm Silk Road guy and some dude's taking $100,000 a month from me, and he's stealing it, I'm like, I got so much money. Who gives a shit?
Well,
right?
But I think you never want to lose money. But I mean, like, let's say they hack you and your coders are going ape shit to patch up the hack.
Yeah.
What if they get $3 million from you?
Yeah.
What if the next time you bust your ass, they only get $20,000?
Yeah.
So it's like, hey, how about I just give you $100 to
not even
leave me alone?
No, the dog is barking. I knew it was going to happen.
Here we go.
Luna, it was
too good to be true.
You were just too good for too long. See, you can't do that. You have to calm down.
That's right.
Luna, you have to calm down. Yeah, we're a good dog.
It's just a sound effect you
There's
have.
a dog. Yeah, right. I'm adding dog barks to my podcast so people listen longer. There's a dog next door, and she can hear the jingles.
Oh, yeah.
And she's not a fan. She's breathing heavy now.
I know, she's excited.
Oh, my God.
But yeah,
I mean the guy that he had killed that was like stealing from him.
Yeah.
just let him go. Who cares? You got so much money.
But,
you just talked. I bet if he sat him down and was like, hey, man, I know what you're doing. Do you need a raise? I'll give you a raise. Let's not be an asshole about it. You could have asked me. I have so much money.
You're forcing me to argue on the side of a murderer right now. Okay?
I'm not asking you to argue.
You're arguing.
You could just agree with me and we'll move on.
I agree. I like to think I wouldn't murder the guy either. But if I was
you don't have billions of dollars of Bitcoin.
If I was a ruthless fucking businessman, I'd be like, well, we can't have this. You know, we can't have this. We have to fucking.
That is what Bob Iger is doing with the strikes. He's like, it's ridiculous. So you can't have that.
They're all scum.
I know.
They're all scum.
What do they do anyway? Actors, it's an easy do. You stand in a spot and you say something that someone told you to say. How hard is it?
I mean, it is the easiest art form. Okay? It is.
Nobody shits on acting like a stand-up comic.
There are great actors. No, there are great actors.
They're
great actors.
Sure.
But there's a reason why so many musicians and stand-up comedians can act, and that doesn't work vice versa.
That is
Jeremy Renner put out a rock
point.
album. Have you ever heard it?
No.
Of course not.
No, I did hear of it. Well, now with music, it's gotten like, speaking of AI, it's gotten so easy to DJ and put in fake music that it's like there's no. You could pick up a turntable for like $1,000 and start making this stuff, and it's a time thing.
Yeah.
It's got nothing to. I mean, it does have something to do with skill. I'm not saying the best DJs,
of course,
like those. No, they're TikTok hole.
Yeah,
those guys, you're like, I don't know how the fuck you did that.
No,
that's fucking crazy. But like most of the pop music that's out there, it's so simplistic, and it's just like, oh, anybody can make that.
Yeah.
But it's it's Walmart music. It's like playing up there. It's keeping people in good moods. Yeah.
It's just pleasant enough.
So acting, I don't know. I feel parts of music has gotten easier than acting because you don't need to know music to make music anymore. You could just literally drag a sound wave into a spot and then make music.
But you still kind of need to know. My only thing is this: any actor that's tried to make music, it's dog shit every time.
Okay.
I'm
trying to. I feel like there's one.
Any actor or non-stand-up comedian who just tries to transition to stand-up at 40, it's dog shit.
Yeah.
Okay? But a stand-up comic and a musician can transition to acting.
Yeah.
A lot of the time pretty seamlessly.
Yeah.
Okay? There are great actors. Actors that could never do... I could never do anything like it.
What Matt Damon is doing, what Jessica Chastain is doing, that is like high-level art.
Of course.
Good luck. All those things. Anyone doing acting in a play, that's fucking hard.
Sure.
It's the movie acting, TV acting that I'm shitting on. You know what? They don't need to be paid. What were we defending them for?
It's charity.
It's goddamn. We're just giving these theater dorks something to do because their Starbucks job isn't taking enough of their time.
Am I being paid for this podcast? No, then they shouldn't be paid. Okay? Fuck them all.
I did give you $10 to do our show, though. So
that's true.
You didn't realize that also comes with the podcast.
It's a package deal.
Yeah, it's a package. I'll give you a couple bucks afterwards. You got a beer. Isn't that enough? You got a drink ticket?
I'm happy.
You got a drink ticket at the show? You got a drink. God, these comics are getting real uppity these lately.
Look at this.
It is a high-quality beer.
This is a local beer.
Mm-hmm.
It's only funny. It's funny calling anything like, well, you're in New York City local.
Yeah, right.
Just like
it's like Brooklyn Brewing is very close, so I'll give that one. But
it's all local. Yeah. That's the thing about New York. It's 7 miles away, so it's local.
Yeah.
But it might as well be a fucking. It's another world away.
Yeah. That was when I first moved to the city. I started seeing a girl that was up in Astoria. And I live in Bushwick.
Yeah.
There's no way to get. It's an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Because that N train does not go. You ever do a spot at QED? You got to give yourself an extra 35 minutes because the N train's gonna stop.
Luckily I live in Astoria, but when I come home,
just walk. Yeah.
When I come home, hell, I went to go see the new Mission Impossible last night.
Was it good?
The late showing. I didn't like it as much as the last three.
I won't see it.
I
have never seen a Mission Impossible movie.
Oh man,
it's like
I don't want to be. I feel like everyone's going to think I'm an idiot, and that's fine.
No.
Yeah,
a lot of people like those
arm wrestling and Mission Impossible. Who is this tool? The last one's
Corey really knows how to pick them these days.
Wow, I didn't know he brought intellectuals on.
Yeah, right.
The last one.
We have a biophysicist next week.
Yeah. Until then, slap boxing. But the last one was one of the most entertaining movies I've ever seen. Tom Cruise, weird fuck. I have no connection to him. I'm sure I'd hate him in person. His movies are entertaining.
Yep, he's very good at it. I don't know if I'd call it art. but I'd call it something.
It's its own kind.
Sure.
It's like the difference between like a comic who just does like fart jokes and a comic who does like philosophical shit.
I'll take that.
You know, it's like it is art in its own way.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. It's fart.
Yeah, it's fart.
I'll kill myself
Episode
now. Thank
title.
you. Yep.
Fart.
What was I gonna say? No, I've only seen one Tom Cruise movie, and it was that. Shit. It was
Top
that
Gun Maverick.
No, I didn't see that one. I meant to.
It's entertaining as hell.
I did mean to see that one.
It's fun.
No, it was the day after, or no, Edge of Tomorrow.
Yeah.
That was not Day After Tomorrow. That's the.
Yeah, I like that movie.
I thought it was great. I was like, I should watch more movies with Tom Cruise.
I'm telling
and then Tropic Thunder, but that barely counts.
But he was great.
He was great. Everyone was great in that movie.
That made me like him so much more because I didn't think he was capable of that.
Yeah.
He's just a weird Scientologist, and
Yeah.
I'm like, oh look, he's dancing.
He kind of looks like Christian Bale in that movie. It's like when Christian Bale
like
plays
American
Dick
Hustle.
Cheney.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, fat.
You know what's funny? Going back to TikTok, I haven't gone back and rewatched old movies in a while.
Yeah.
But I see all the highlights.
Yeah, you do.
I get so many clips.
You
like
do.
I just saw a Tropic Thunder
Sure.
clip of Ben Stiller yelling at Robert Downey Jr. like, "You don't know who you are, man."
Yeah,
and, like,
yeah.
And I was like, "Oh yeah, that was hilarious. I should go watch that movie." And then I was
down
like,
memory lane.
I just watched the best part of that movie. So it's like, is it an ad? I don't know. Are you more likely to go watch movies after you see clips of it, or are you less likely?
I'm more likely. More likely. There's a great podcast called The Rewatchables. I don't know if you've listened to it. Yeah. So The Rewatchables. I'll listen to a movie like I've already seen before, and it gets me so pumped I'll watch the movie. Like I rewatched Alien like a month ago, Jaws.
Okay.
Just like, oh fuck yeah, I should watch this again. This is cool.
Yeah. I don't listen to that one, but I listen to the other ones. They're always advertising it.
Yeah.
Most of the time, it's a movie like Jaws or Alien, where I'm like, I want to rewatch that. And then every once in a while, they say a name I've never even heard of. I was like, who the fuck is rewatching that?
They're running out of titles.
They're running out of movies.
Yeah.
And we're not making any more.
We're
so
not. It's over.
It's like Bill Simmons is done.
The Rewatchables.
He's done.
It has a shelf life.
Chris Ryan, you're done.
Oh my god. So you're a Ringer guy?
I love the Ring.
Yeah.
That's the
being from Boston. He was my freshman year of high school. Was the first time I read a Simmons article.
Okay.
He was still page 2 was this old subsection of ESPN, and I said to my friend, I was like, "You hear this guy in ESPN? He's actually from Boston. I mean, like, this is great shit."
Yeah.
And just listened to him ever since.
God damn. Yeah, that's early.
But he was like, back then he was probably 30, something like 32 or something. So he was like the young, cool sports writer. Now he's 54.
Wasn't his nickname the Sports Guy?
The Sports Guy.
And I was like, how
and
do you
originally
get that nickname?
The Boston Sports Guy before that.
Sure. Okay. I was like, you have to be early into sports media to be the sports guy. If I branded myself the sports guy now, they'd be like, who the fuck is this tool?
They'd be like, I hate this guy.
The one, fuck that guy.
Who do you think you are?
But, no, he's had a wild career. He's
crazy career. I think, I mean, he's everything he touches. I mean, with the exception of his HBO show, like it turns to gold.
You know what?
30 for 30 started.
The first time I saw him, knew I saw him, I'm sure I saw him on NBA Countdown.
Yeah.
Was his HBO show.
Yeah.
I fucking loved that show.
Did you?
It was so good.
I watched a couple.
That was the one with Bill Hader was hilarious. Had legitimately entertaining and funny people.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this show's fucking great. And then I found his podcast a few years ago.
Yeah.
I don't know. And now it's just like,
it's so
sports
crazy.
is the one thing that could bring me joy now that stand-up has become a job. Where it's I'll watch stand-up, but I can't watch stand-up and really enjoy it. I have to analyze every part of it. Except for Shane Gillis's special. I'm like, and Kyle Kinane's. I was like, those are brilliant.
I love the Gillis special. The guy, I agree. I'm very jaded with stand-up now. I have a lot of trouble enjoying it.
Yeah.
Eddie Pepitone.
Okay.
I've been
old school.
Devouring, but it's his new stuff that I am loving.
Okay.
It is a fresh voice.
Wow.
His special that came out in 2020 during the pandemic, probably my favorite special of the last 5 years.
Wow. Okay.
I don't want to say it's better than the Gillis one, but in its own way I prefer it because it's so unique. It's really demented shit.
Okay.
He's got a very sharp brain. He's 62 and he's just an ugly man.
Well, see, that's you think about. I was like, oh, that stand-up's that's gone. Nobody's doing that. But yeah, I guess for stand-ups, it's kind of the like the billionaire problem. We have the like, where are we getting our rush from?
Where are you
like
getting
you
your rush
need
from?
what's the
I
guy's
need
name that
something weird.
you do your podcast with?
Alan Fitzgerald.
Alan.
Yeah.
He gets on stage and I watched 5 minutes of it. I'm losing my shit. And I was like, he either knows exactly what he's doing or he's never done comedy before. And I cannot tell if people are going to love this or hate this. He's so good. He knows exactly what he's doing.
He knows exactly what he's doing.
And I was like, this guy's brilliant. He is bringing something back. He's bringing old school comedy back. He got the most random people at the Midtown Grizzly Pear. Difficult ass room.
Absolutely.
It's like they're all tourists. They're confused. They don't know why they're there. And he goes on stage. He's just like, yeah, so I haven't masturbated in 6 weeks. And I was like, oh boy, here we go. And he crushed. He killed. I was like, God damn, this guy's good.
He's a gutter monster. He just put out a special. If
Former lawyer gutter monster.
Fuck City USA on all social media. He just put out his debut special. It's fucking awesome.
That's so good.
But he's I've known him forever. I used to live in Rhode Island.
Sure.
I've known him for probably 8 years. I saw him perform before I ever even knew him. And I was like, this is when he used to drink. And I was like, who's this shit-faced leprechaun on stage with these hilarious, vile jokes?
Sure.
And then,
And it's Boston, so there's 35 people that fit that description.
That's right. Right. Each city block.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, but this one
leprechaun.
Specifically, which one is this?
This one is a beautiful mind.
Oh man! So are you online? Do you post on like TikTok? Or are you just doing?
Oh yeah.
Are you doing other videos besides stand up? Or are you throwing shit into the ether?
Yeah, I'm trying to.
Does it make you feel bad? Is what I'm trying to get to.
I put it out with I've been putting out some videos that do pretty well on TikTok where I play like the corporate entity of your manager can't be here today, so I'm in from corporate, and I'll basically do a minute and a half, just as many jokes as I can about Applebee's or Buffalo Wild Wings.
Yeah.
And those do well.
Exercise.
Those do well. It's a good writing exercise. Yeah. It takes me a while, but I put those out. Those do fairly well. Nothing else I've ever put out,
TikTok hates
has
stand-up.
gotten traction.
TikTok does not like stand-up.
No. TikTok it's the weirdest value system of fucking anyone. You can't swear, but you can promote fucking, white power.
Yeah.
Like you come across some videos where you're like, how is this on there? But I got one taken down for saying shit.
Yeah.
Well,
it got too big. Here's my theory. Social media doesn't care what you put on their platform until it hits a certain amount of views. So like TikTok, the way that it works is like you start out, it's all dancing videos and pop and celebrities and shit like that. Which like this is how I know I'm a decent person, is I have no celebrities on my TikTok.
Yeah.
It's like I'm not in that lane at all.
Sure.
But you show them like, oh yeah, I'm into this guy who goes around and he unclogs city drains. Like if the parking lot's flooded, he goes around.
That's
and
a real guy, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's the best page on TikTok. I fucking love it. But if you show TikTok you like that, they're like, oh, you like this popular one? How about this slightly less popular one? And as you if you get really into something, they will start to show you videos until it is some guy.
Yeah.
And you are the first person to see the video.
Yeah, you're the guy.
And they are like, just drunk conspiracy, like it's all over. This is like during
some store brand drain cleaner,
dude. Yeah, and it's like not even that, but like during the protests or whatever. I was like, oh yeah, I'll watch protests. I want to see what's going on over there. And eventually, you just get into the wildest opinions of all these these protesters are paid, and these ones. I was like, they're not paid to protest. They're paid to organize the protest. It's called being an organizer. It's a job.
Yeah.
Like that's part of the deal.
Oh yeah.
It's like so.
I used to watch a fucking hoof doctor.
I love that guy. He goes out there. Yeah, he's cleaning it. You get the pus out of there, and you're like, the cow is probably loving this.
You start to see the hoof change color, and you're like, I bet there's an abscess right there.
There's got to be an abscess.
Oh, maybe that's how you become a cut man. Maybe that's how you become a hoof doctor. You watch enough TikTok videos, like I could take a peek.
I have an old friend from high school that I haven't talked to in a while, but she's like a farm veterinarian, where she like goes around farm to farm, and that's what that's what she does. I'm like, that must be the most satisfying thing. I'm not into the pimple popping videos. It's too.
I don't want to say I'm into it, but I'll take a peek. I'll take a peek.
Just a little.
I'm much more of an arm wrestling guy. Okay.
Yeah. Now, if they could figure out how to pop a pimple during an arm wrestling match,
Oh,
there you go.
you know what? I guarantee once the arms are flexed, if there was an arm pimple, I think it could pop on its own.
Probably. Yeah, it's a lot of blood going through there.
Yeah.
What was I saying? It's the abscess thing on the hoof. It's satisfying to watch. You know what it is?
Because it's helping an animal.
Here's what I think it is. I think so much of my life is so I will never reach a goal, right? Because I'm always doing goals after goals. And it's like, and you do work. No. It's not. It's
now we're sad.
I will reach. No. I will reach goals, but I won't get to like. There's no, and there's always more work to be done. So you know what I like to watch on TikTok?
Yeah.
I like to watch something getting done.
Absolutely.
I want to watch product. I want that drain to be cleaned out and then the puddle to go away and be like, you know what? The world is a better place now.
I like to watch a guy,
Beautiful.
Refinish a 1910 iron.
Yeah.
Just unscrew the shit.
Yes.
Sand down the rust.
Goddamn right.
Yeah,
he puts it in like a vat of chemicals and you watch the rust come off.
But the thing about the cow hoof, I'm not a guy who could ever watch surgery videos.
No.
I can't watch an open stomach
Too
or anything
real.
like
Well.
that. But like a cow hoof is like, it's not really body. It's like a nail.
It doesn't look like it hurts.
Yeah.
The cow's not mooing or anything.
Until you see a 4-inch rip in the bottom of its hoof.
Well, yeah, the cow is hurting, but like getting into the abscess.
Yeah.
Anyway, you gotta go.
Yeah, I do.
Where can people find you?
Find me at Jonathan Tillson on all social media. That's Tillson with 2 L's. Don't give me that 1 L bullshit.
He tills, son.
I tills, son. And also follow my podcast at Explaining Show. It's called Explaining Things. But that's where you find it.
Explaining Things on YouTube?
Yeah, YouTube, Instagram, all over.
Isn't that with Alan?
TikTok with Alan Fitzgerald.
Yeah.
Fuck City USA.
There you go. Check that out. What is it on Instagram?
At Explaining Show.
No, your Instagram.
Oh, at Jonathan Tillson.
There we go. Follow me at Corey T Comedy on all social media. And if you are in New York City, come see Ope, a comedy show every single week at Ferns in the East Village. Jonathan just did it, but if you like this episode, you're visiting, and you want to see him on the show you're coming to, shoot me a message. We'll book him on that one.
Shoot him a message.
Shoot me a message. Thanks for doing it, man. We'll do it again soon.
Thanks, man.